Oh, yeah. How are you, folks? You know that sound? Excuse me. Cigarettes. The great Richie Castellano of Blue Oyster Cult fame. You guys don't even know who that is, do you? Probably. You might. I shouldn't say that.
I know Blue Oyster Cult.
Huh?
I know Blue Oyster Cult.
But I mentioned it the other day, and you looked at me like I had fucking 9. But both of you are aware of Blue Oyster Cult?
Do you know? I don't know shit about Blue Oyster Cult.
Well, they were very good in the 70s. And Richie Castellano, go on YouTube. He did a thing, you know, Bohemian Rhapsody. He did a thing. He took like 6 months to put it together where he plays all the parts, everything, the vocals, the drums, and the guy is scary talented, and he did that for me. That opening. I sent him a bunch of music that I like. I have the taste of a 14-year-old boy in 1978, and a lot of Pat Travers and Nugent, and and that's what he came up with, and people fucking love it. They really do. Can I get a slight uptick in the right about there? Did you even touch it? Anyways, that's Shemp and Larry. Just okay. 888-599-6425 is the phone number. 888-599-NICK. Let me get my tour dates. Don't have many, folks. Been focusing on this. They'll fill in. Summertime. Do you really want to go to LaGuardia in the summertime? Next Wednesday night, July 25th. Oh, the fonts are 19. I can actually see these without my glasses. Fat Black Pussycat. And Saturday, July 28th, the Fat Black Pussycat. Then again, that's right around the corner from the Comedy Cellar. It's a real hip, has a bohemian 60s feel to it. People sitting in couches and there's candles and they play jazz before the show. And then I come out and filthy it all up and ruin the atmosphere. Friday and Saturday, September 14th and 15th, Arlington Draft House, Arlington, Virginia. I thought it was Alexandria, Virginia, but it says Arlington. So one of my favorite gigs. It's an old movie theater, and the seats are huge, and the people enjoy. It's the only place within 1,000 miles of D.C. where you can be politically incorrect. That and people that come out know me, so they're expecting it, and as opposed to New York City. Last night I went back to the same room, and it was fine. Keith Robinson was on before me. If you remember Keith, black guy on Tough Crowd, one of my closest friends. I think I like him more than he likes me, let's be honest. But he was so good. He had a stroke a few years ago, and he's an inspiration. He's as funny as ever. Went on before me and ripped the tits off the crowd. And I mean ripped the tits off the crowd. So I went on right after him and said, you disliked him because he was black and he had a stroke. And that actually got a good laugh. Now, if I said that Tuesday night, I would have got, resistance like Trump gets for the rest of the show. But they laughed their balls off last night. And it was good. I threw in some proven stuff and kind of pussied out. But I need a place. I'm going tonight to a place up here in the Westchester area where I can bomb quietly. That's how you work on new shit. You bomb. That's the only way you get better. People will tell you that have been in the business. I got to give a shout out to my niece, Jenna DiPaolo. Not because she signed up for the Michael tier, but charging my family. She's a golfer. She golfed at Dayton University. There she is. She, today or yesterday, I don't know, but my brother sent me this text. It's his daughter. Just won the CDGA Ohio Women's Am. She birdied 2 of the last 3 holes. That's at Tartan Fields. I think that's Ani Palmer's course in Dublin, Ohio, where she grew up. That's where my brother still has a house, I believe. You see, I'm well connected with the family. I'm even an outcast with them. She makes 2 or 3 of the last holes. She makes birdies and wins the tournament. Beats a woman who has won the tournament 5 times previous and who is or was the captain of the women's golf team at Ohio State University. So she's clutch, and I'm telling you, I think she looks like Tiger Woods when she smiles. She has this big, huge smile. I said that to my brothers and sisters, and they said I was fucking nuts. No, you're right. She looks just like Phil Mickelson. I'm telling you. But Jenna, love you. Couldn't be more proud of you. So thank you guys for letting me bore you with that for a second. You can take it down now. I don't want psychos on the internet fucking, You know how it works, fellas. You know, Shemp and Larry. But my brother's a good golfer. He was undefeated in high school and stuff, and he's a corporate guy, so he did a lot of golf. He's golfed with Mario Lemieux and guys from the New York Rangers, and he's played every course, Augusta. He's playing in Scotland next month and stuff. So she's like a chip off the old block. But my brother says that she can whip his ass. So pretty amazing. My brother talked me out of playing golf. I don't know if you guys golf out there. Because he said, you don't have the temperament. And I said, fuck you, man. No, but he's exactly right. And I do regret it. I do regret it because it looks like it would be therapeutic. I can see why people get hooked on it. And but I don't have the temperament. I lose my shit, playing Scrabble. So I've flipped the board many times. But my brother said, yeah, I wouldn't advise it with your temperament. And this is the honest to God truth. A week after he said that to me, I'm reading USA Today, I think it was. There was a guy in Florida golfing. He lost his patience, wrapped his club around a tree, and it snapped and went through his neck and killed him. So I sent my brother a thank you card right after that. It's too fucking hard. It just looks too hard. You're like, what do you mean? I mean, you see, when I see like Phil Mickelson make like an 11 on a hole and lose his shit, you're like, this has to be brutal. I mean, that guy's as good as anybody in the world. What other professions do people lose it that bad and they still have their job? And if you're a surgeon and, you're like, I went nuts. I took out his lungs and his pancreas and his tongue. Well, what were you supposed to? Well, his appendix. I just lost my shit. What other profession, fellas? I mean, podcast producers? Do you guys golf? You have the physique for it. What?
No, I've never golfed before.
Me either.
Yeah.
I mean, I have golfed. Not. I was in a tournament. Dennis Leary had a pro-am thing down in Cape Cod, and he asked me, guys, I can hear you. I'm gonna come in there. This is day 9 now. Let's learn the buttons, okay? Or I'll get a couple of broads in there. So I went down to Dennis Leary's tournament. Bobby Orr was in it, some of the Bruins and stuff, and I'm sitting at the bar right before the tournament, and this guy goes to me, so what's your handicap? I go, I've never played before. He goes, what are you talking about? I've never played. I've been to the driving range, and he goes, and you're going to be in this thing tomorrow? I go, yeah. I'm a semi-celebrity in Cape Cod. And so he goes, this guy goes, let me take you out. He takes me out that afternoon, and he goes, give you a few lessons. He gives me his club. On the second swing, the head of his club comes off. He's looking at where I hit the ball. I go, what happens when this happens? And he looks, and there's no head on his club. He was half mad, half laughing. He's like, well, what the fuck did you do? I did nothing. I didn't chunk it. The head came off. Put some duct tape on that bitch. So, yeah, I was in that tournament, and I had no idea what I was doing. And I'm playing with 3 guys, power lawyers from Boston, like in their 70s, big stogies and shit. They go to me, hey, Nick, they go, no offense. We know you're like a funny comedian and shit, but how come we get you? And they get Ray Bork and Phil Esposito. I said, you motherless fucks. Anyways, come the third hole, it's my turn to putt. I don't know what do you call it, scramble, whatever. I get to putt in an actual tournament, about a 22-footer. It gets longer every year, but it was at least 20 feet. Don't you know I drained the motherfucker? These guys almost choked on their cigars. And then we're at the last hole, and nobody's telling me what club to use or anything. The last hole was only like 180 yards or 160. I took out a driver. I can hear them snickering. Nobody says that's too much club. And I haul off. Of course, I hit the ball as sweet as I hit it all day. It landed like 2 neighborhoods over, and the guys were laughing their balls off. But nobody stepped in and said, what are you doing? But then I was a comedian, and Derek Sanderson got a hole-in-one, former Bruin. He's got plastic hips. Guy got a hole-in-one. Hockey players can really play golf. Anyways, that's my golf story for the... So, Jenna, nice going, honey. Amazing. Very proud of you. 888-599-6425. 888-599-6425. Other thing I wanted to discuss real quick. What do I do? LASIX? I don't want contacts. That looks like a real pain in the balls between the lube on the dresser and the contact juice. Yeah, real fucking. Well, what do I do? LASIX? Because I can't keep doing this. Like I said before, I'd rather have a doctor tell me I have heart disease than have to. All of a sudden, I'm an anchor woman. Yeah, I'm a lesbian from the 70s.
That's what poor eyesight will do to you.
I know, right? Jason, what's a suggestion?
I mean, lasers sound cool, so.
Yeah, lasers sound cool if you're at a fucking concert and seeing whoever. Couldn't think of the band in the 70s.
Pink Floyd.
Thank you very much. I always assume they don't know anything about music, but then I forget the internet. My nieces in their late 20s know more about the Stones and Zeppelin than I do. So, which I think is very cool, because your generation has put out some real fucking dog shit. Let's be honest. Real dog shit. Of course, I blame a lot of that on hip-hop, and that makes me racist, but let's get to it. What's our first story? We're going to have a little fun with California because it's hemorrhaging stupidity out there. You can't even fucking defend this shit, so, there's a guy, he's an immigrant himself from Israel, okay, who opened a nice coffee shop in Boyle Heights, some suburb of Los Angeles. He has 70 employees, most of them are immigrants. And anyways, well, you know what? Let's play the clip and they'll tell you the story. And this made me fucking crazy.
Of his 70 employees, he told me that nearly all of them are immigrants. He also said he supports Trump and his immigration policies, and because he posted that, well, that's where all the problems started.
So what's the connection? This is what I don't understand. I'm confused. The connection between Donald Trump and a good coffee.
30 years ago, Asher Shalom immigrated from his native Israel to the United States. He told me he cried like a baby when he became a U.S. citizen. And he also said he supports Donald Trump and his immigration policies. And he can't understand why that's so wrong.
Everything changed in one day.
He was all set for a grand opening of his new kosher cafe in Boyle Heights, not far from downtown Los Angeles. The Boyle Heights Chamber of Commerce had invited him to be a member. They were going to be there to help celebrate. Then he got this email from the chamber president, Jennifer Lahuda, saying that because he posted this on his Facebook page, they called it an anti-immigrant posting, he could no longer be a member of the chamber. They weren't going to show up at the grand opening. And then a group known as Defend Boyle Heights started posting on their social media what was happening. And they called for a boycott, a big boycott.
So now we have a full line of police here at Asher Cafe.
It was very scary.
Listen to this.
There was a lot of people protesting outside, wearing masks.
They really intensely protested and accosted all the visitors that came to our grand opening event.
And they threw a significant amount of feces at our windows.
Shalom says all because he expressed on social media his opinion about Trump and immigrants.
I don't think Paul.
All right. Fascist fucks. Fascist left-wing literally preventing a guy from making a living because of his political beliefs, which is almost the definition of fascism. You fucking lost your minds out there. And it's not all of yous. I know. I have fans of California. I know there's Republicans in a 2x4 foot area or whatever. But this fucking incensed me. And what's with the feces? Apparently there's shit everywhere, not just San Francisco, throwing feces at the window. Because this guy said he wishes Democrats would fight as hard for American. And he's an immigrant himself. 70 employees, 95% of them are immigrants. So you're not even making sense anymore. Because he defends Trump's immigration policies. You guys have lost your fucking minds. Plus you're anti-Israel, so that probably didn't help. And then you wear your little mask and throw shit, which just shows how fucking ballless you are. And let's play a little California Dreaming. Could you? Safe and warm in L.A. It's the biggest fucking lie right now. Does that, I mean, come on. Are you fucking kidding me? That's all he put on his website. And then the Chamber of Commerce uninvited themselves. What fucking garbage. What? Just break off from the rest of the country, please. All my friends, comedian friends, can you jump off that island before? Let the thing break. Bill Hicks used to have a bit about the big one in California falling into the... It really needs a douching between that and Los Angeles and Silicon Valley. This guy's a fucking immigrant. He hires immigrants. Such a So it's really that he's a capitalist, I guess, and and like I said, he's from Israel, so that probably didn't help. But you're keeping somebody from earning a living because of that statement, that innocuous statement he put up. You fucking... And they call Trump and people like me, well, I've never been called a Nazi, really, but I don't have the look. I'm more Mussolini-like, more Il Duce. But, I mean, you guys, you're fucking losing your shit. 888-599-6425. Yeah. He says, I love peace. Well, he sounds like a real threat, doesn't he? So, absolutely ridiculous. So, you people in the area that are Trump fans or haven't lost your minds, go to his coffee shop. Give him business. And you know what? Bring shit. If you have to bring something to protect yourselves. It's at 945 South Boyle Ave in Boyle Heights, a traditionally Jewish neighborhood that is now predominantly Latino. They say they oppose the cafe and the owner. They were opposing gentrification too. And I gotta believe it wasn't really the neighborhood before it was Latino. I'm guessing wasn't fucking Latino. This is what happens. Don't get upset. But he wants it. The guy's a successful businessman and believes in the American dream. And, a slight on the Democrat part. And they lost. Throwing feces. That's shit, folks. Against the window. It's a family-owned business. It's everything that's right about America. So you guys have to be embarrassed. If you're not, you're just being disingenuous. I'm telling you. So go visit that. By the way, I love Jewish food. Wait, it's a coffee shop. It's not even... They have Jewish coffee. I love the delis in New York. Fucking love it. So there you go, though. So it's really about hating Trump and hating capitalism and everything that's... just... Paul, they politicize everything, even fucking coffee. Infuriates me. Let's stay on California. And by the way, I lived in L.A. It was a love-hate thing with me out there. First of all, I didn't like the weather, which people are like, what the fuck? Well, it's the same every day. I couldn't tell a Tuesday from a Sunday. That's why, maybe it's because I grew up in New England. I like weather. Weather means it changes. Weather marks time. So I could remember, that was Wednesday when it was pouring out. In fucking L.A., I never had any idea what day it was. And it's a lonely place. And it's just, I felt like I could get stabbed anywhere. There's a fucking weird feeling about it. I don't know. But I also liked it. There's parts of it I liked. I was happy when I was on stage and hanging out with the comics and shit. And I'd take off on the weekends to up north to Santa Barbara or whatever, or to San Diego. Again, it's a beautiful state. They can't wreck it physically yet, but they're trying their best. But I remember I was doing Grace Under Fire, and I was ready to get the fuck out of there. And I moved out there twice. First, I went out by myself. Didn't know anybody. I was there for about a year, living in Venice Beach. Most depressing. I left my girlfriend at the time because I had done Arsenio Hall 3 times in 6 months. I thought I was going to be huge. I still have the Arsenio Hall robes. And I'm out there in a basement apartment in Venice Beach. I call home. She's not answering because I was lonely. I wanted her back, and she wanted nothing to do with me. Her father picks up the phone. Her father knew just with his head. He goes, no, she's down the Cape with this guy, Brian. He really fucking laid it. Meanwhile, I'm sitting in a basement in a Guinea T-shirt. It's got mustard on it. I'm not shitting you. I hadn't showered in at least 8 days. Unshaven. Losing weight because it was real fucking depression. It's the first time I really had my fucking heart ripped out. And it was just so horrible. So finally, I had one buddy in the building. And I see him on a Sunday afternoon. He sees me walking up the sidewalk. It's like 102 degrees. They shut the beach, by the way, because of gang activity. This is back in the late 90s. And it's only gone downhill from there. He sees me walking up the sidewalk, and I go, I have to get the fuck out. As I'm walking towards him, I step in dog shit. I see him laughing so hard. I look down. I'm not talking like an ounce, like about 2 pounds of dog shit. And I went, that is fucking it. I am out of here. I went in. I put an ad in the paper to, get rid of my furniture. I was gone 3 days. I was having imaginary arguments in the shower with agents that didn't exist over auditions that I didn't get. I was fucking losing my mind. So now, even when I go back to LA, which isn't often, I've been back to probably 7, 8 times since. I don't go to Venice Beach. I moved back out there. I moved out there in 91 first, and then mid to late 90s, I was out there for 4 years. I wouldn't go to Venice Beach because it had such bad memories. Oh, just fucking weird people. It will be 106 degrees on a Sunday. I'm in a basement apartment watching people's flip-flops. That's all I could see, their ankles walking to the beach. It was like that movie Swingers. I was, my buddy's trying to get me out and get me lit. I'm so fucking... David Tell ran into me on the beach, didn't recognize me. I had dropped like 14 pounds because I hadn't eaten, yet I was running every day. And it was never healthy. I never looked better. Never more depressed. But, I hate to go after it, but California, break off. Do what you want to do. I mean, I respect you're committed to this far-left fucking anti-American, everything's wrong with this country. So break off. Do what you pass those ballots, whatever you have to do. Let's stay on San Francisco now. San Francisco's mayor, she's a black woman, London Breed, I think. She just got elected. She won't crack down on people using city as an outdoor toilet. As you know, people are shitting all over the sidewalks. Little tribute
to my city by the bay. I left my heart in San Francisco. High on a hill, it calls to me.
I can hear it. That was gross, wasn't it? Wasn't it gross? It's not an exaggeration, okay? Let's dig into this. It's got to be bad. This is an NBC report making fun of San Francisco, and we know how far right they are. According to a recent NBC Bay Area investigation, an alarming amount of trash, used drug needles, and feces are clogging the streets of San Francisco. Does Tony Bennett know about this? The report centered around a 153-block survey of downtown, just a small area, which according to the report revealed trash in every block, 100 needles and more, and 300 piles of feces along the 20-mile stretch of streets and sidewalks. After the report aired, NBC caught up with the newly elected San Francisco mayor, London Breed. People are going, I wonder if she's going to change San Francisco. Oh, yeah, black woman, sure, mayor. I'm sure she'll fucking push the envelope against what San Francisco stands for. Not that I saw her on TV. She seemed, seemed like she was going to try to make an effort. But they asked her what she plans on doing to combat this emerging public health crisis. Breed told the Peacock Network, that would be NBC, that she's working with homeless advocacy organizations that receive funding from the city. Mistake number one. To better educate the homeless to stop trashing the city. So you're at that point in San Francisco where you have to educate people not to shit on the sidewalks. They don't know that yet. I mastered that at, 14, 15 years old. Everything's a program. Every solution to every problem is a program. More tax dollars and more education, and nobody fucking learns anything. You got to rule with an iron fist. You got to become Mussolini. Well spoken, you greasy giddy. Educate people to stop This is her talking. I work hard to make sure programs is the word, are funded for the purposes of trying to get these individuals help. And what I'm asking you to do is work with your clients and ask them to at least have respect for the community, at least clean up after themselves, and show respect to one another. In other words, keep shitting in the streets, but just pick it up. Is that not what she's saying? That's all right. Keep taking fucking dirty dumps, but have somebody from one of those education programs follow them around with a glove like you would your fucking poodle. That's not the answer. The answer is anybody who does this, caught on camera or otherwise, is going to be fined. Oh, they don't have any money. We're going to put them in jail. Wait a minute. That's where they want to be. What's the answer, Larry Shemp? Porta toilets? When asked by KNTV if her plan calls for stronger penalties against those who litter or defecate in public, and now here's true liberalism. Breed said, I didn't express anything about penalty. Of course not. You know why? Because libs don't judge. They don't judge people's behavior. They don't judge to the point where people are shitting on the sidewalks and leaving fucking needles. And businesses are not going to San Francisco to hold conventions because it's becoming actually a health hazard. There's tents. And they're beautiful tents, by the way. I wonder if the city paying for those tents? I would love. But there you go. Hey, Tyrone, let's go camping. Where? Under the fucking bridge. In the Tenderloin District, or wherever the fuck. We'll catch some, as Jimmy Schubert, comedian, refers to feces, we'll catch some sewer pickles. Is that not gross, fellas? Sorry to gross you out. I know you're very tender. Look at this. This is United States of America. San Francisco doesn't get more lib. And again, I apologize to my fans who are out there. Because there's a lot of yous. 888-599-6425. The tents are very nice. Why not shit inside the tent? Oh, because it stinks and it's disease-ridden. Let somebody in a business suit step in it. I've had enough. Maybe you can suck up that shit with all those straws that you're getting rid of. I'll tell you. What a shame, because my God, my best memories are in San Francisco. I left an 8-ball in San Francisco. I used to get drunk after the punchline and wander into Chinatown. And that's real Chinatown, because you remember the gold rush in California. And I used to wander into Chinatown in San Francisco, which is the authentic. And I'd walk by a window with about 42 ducks. It looked like a duck holocaust, hanging upside down, skinned alive. And I would go in there and have the best food and drink that sake and shit, and then realize my hotel was 4 miles. And the General Tso's pork was kicking in. Before Uber, by the way. But what a shame. It's the most physically as pretty as a place as I've ever been. And please, somehow, somebody real right-wing, far extreme right, that doesn't even exist anymore. Run, do something. Or should we just watch it crumble? I feel bad. Tremendous city, great comedy city. They were, in the early 90s, actually open to my type of... Bobby Slayton could have run for mayor of San Francisco, and he's no PC guy, but I don't think he could set a foot in there now. Is that? Hi, how are you? Good to see you. 888-599-6425. Let's go to J.D. Pinkley in Nashville, Tennessee. J.D., welcome to the show. I'll do that, fellas. You're like my wife. Go ahead. Sorry, J.D. What's up? What's going on?
Listen. I just got to get your take. I got to get your take on this one. So I go out with this broad.
I can't understand you, man. Hey, JD. Whoa. Talking to your mouthpiece, please.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, I'm right on the phone. So,
there you go. There you go.
Is it better?
A little bit, yeah.
All righty. Well, I know how to operate a telephone now. Listen. So I take this broad out and have a good night, buy her dinner, have some drinks, the whole thing. Everything's going great. I go. Well, our band's playing Saturday night. If you want to get back together and go out for another date. And she's like, yeah, sounds great. I'm like, all right. So I go pick her up at her place.
All right, let's fast forward the story, JD. Let's pick up the. Please. It's a
All
one-hour
right,
show.
I'll get to the fucking point.
Yeah, could you? Jesus Christ.
Come on. All right. Take it easy, buddy. Anyway, she walks over into my, about to get in the truck and sees my Trump sticker, and goes like, yeah, well, I'm not into it. I'm just gonna. She essentially bails over the fact that I have a Trump sticker on the back of my vehicle, and I thought, well, that's kind of petty. I mean, we'd already had like a pretty solid evening, 2 nights before. I don't know. What's your take on that? Like, should that come into play?
I think she did you a favor. It's like that. You know what I mean? She instead of finding out down the road that your politics bothered her, she's a intolerant, close-minded a-hole, and she bailed on you, and she did you a favor. That's what I say, JD.
Well, she's a hot little broad.
That was going to be my next question. What did she look like? I mean, if she was a 7, she did you a favor.
Right.
If she was a 9.5, I'd say, you know what? Ignore her fucking stupid left-wing ways and bang the shit out of her.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, I tried both.
All right.
All right. Well, hey, man, love the show. Keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you for calling, JD. Appreciate it. All righty.
All right, boss. See you, bye.
I'm sorry. It's like talk radio. You got to be pithy and get to the fucking point. I learned that from every radio show I've ever listened to, especially Stern. Guy would be like, so anyways, I open the door. Well, you get to the but it's true. Plus the phone. Some of the complaints about the audio of the phone, it's the phones, folks. It's not on our end. We've done everything we can. I mean, he sounded good, and then he was underwater, and then he was on the top of a mountain, and then he was in a coal mine. You know. I don't know what to tell you. 888-599-6425. Let's go to Damien in Philly. Damien, welcome to the show, Damien.
Nicky, what's up, man?
What's happening?
Yeah, thank you, man. How you doing, Nick? Long time listener, first time caller, man.
Okay.
Yeah, you mentioned San Francisco. What a shithole the place. It's an absolute dump, so I'm just confirming what you said. But you name dropped Slayton.
Yes.
With Slayton, after Trump won, he went on a complete tear on Facebook. And I gave him a little bit of heat. I don't go on Facebook often, but I go on when there's liberal meltdowns and shit.
Yeah.
And the guy went on a PC rant, ripped me up, man. So either he's regressed or he was always that. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you know what, Damien? Bobby's from here, from this area, Westchester County, New York. And it's a very liberal place. Anybody who grew up in the tri-state area seems to be polluted with this really far left fucking ideology. But Bobby Slayton was always... He was politically incorrect when it came to talking about, his wife and women and shit. But no, and race. You're right. He would do racial shit. So I didn't see that rant, and he's still one of the funniest dudes. But that surprises me to hear that. I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah, check into the time period when Trump got elected. I'm telling you, I couldn't stop this. So I called him out on it. And like I said, I love those real cutthroat comics. Hence why I listen to you. But the guy's a total man.
Well,
I don't know what to call him. I know he's your bud. And I'm
I know.
You to tear him up. But.
All right, Damien, your phone's a little weird too, but thank you for that, man. I'll check it out, brother.
Keep doing what you do.
Okay, see, he can't
keep doing what you're doing, Nick.
He can't even compliment me. That's not on us, guys. That's fucking cell phones. They suck. See this thing everybody makes fun of? It's actually, I don't have it connected, but I can plug this into the wall. I bought it for looks. I like these old-fashioned, looks like Bob Newhart of the opening. See this, though? It's a landline. Never had a problem hearing anybody, and I'll stand by him. I don't give it. Yes, you need a cell phone when you're out there trying to pick up hookers at 3 a.m. and shit, or get a hold of your dealer, or these two guys trying to pick up young boys in the park. But see this? Never cracks. You talk like that. People on cell phones, they start here, and I've done this. You're on a cell phone, and by the end of the conversation, you're like this. You know why? Because it's a camera. It's not a fucking phone. But right, fellas, that was just cell phone breaking up.
I'm putting 1.21 gigawatts into these fucking connections, boosting them.
Yeah, and that's not on you guys, and it's not on us, because you could tell. Those are cell phone calls I've had 1,000 times with people. Colin Quinn always calls me as he's getting into an elevator. Maybe he really doesn't want to talk to me. Oh, he goes, that's cutting out. Yeah. My wife hates when I cough like that into the... That's why I'll do it right now. Call me, folks. We can talk about anything. I know I came out brazen guns on West Coast, but you deserve it. Keeping people from running businesses because they make an innocuous remark about the Democrat Party, and you fucking San Francisco going to hell in a handbasket because of the people you elect. Time for a civil motherfucking war. Kids, get the muskets. Get the powder. 888-599-6425. Not to beat on San Francisco, this non-citizens legally registered to vote in San Francisco school elections. San Francisco began registering non-citizens, which non-citizens can vote. There's no federal law saying they can't vote in local and state elections, I believe. But states outlawed it. Arkansas was the last one in 1926. But now cities are starting to come around to this, which personally, again, don't mean to be a dick, but how about just you have to be a U.S. citizen, naturalized or otherwise, before you can? Is that really asking too fucking much? Are you really that hard up for the brown vote? And again, immigrants, but they're also, what's happening is that's going to open up to illegals. And we already have evidence that illegals voted in the last election. You can keep denying that too, but... The move follows the passage of a 2016 ballot measure by San Francisco voters opening school elections to non-citizens who are over the age of 18, city residents, and have children under age 19, reported the publication. Of course, Hillary Ronan, a San Francisco supervisor, she was quoted as saying, "This is a no-brainer legislation." Well, you got that right, the no-brain part. Why would we not want our parents invested in the education of their children? Because you have a lot of other people, it goes on to say that illegals, because you have the argument is, well, they pay taxes too and shit, which is true, but they also take a lot out. Every time I read an article, they never do the math on how much how many entitlements programs they're enrolled in and shit. So I know Boston, there's a few towns around in Massachusetts, there's a few cities right outside of Boston that are very liberal that are doing the same thing, but... Really, is it asking too much to wait till you become a fucking citizen? Then just open the borders. Just let people pour in and fucking, whether they're illegal or not. If you need the future brown vote, you want to corner that market. That's all this is about, by the way. At least somebody had some tits or balls. Harmeet Dillon, who serves on the Republican National Committee, told the station she disagrees with those assessments, and I'm sure her house will be firebombed in a few fucking days. The reason I voted against it is that I think the right to vote is something that goes along with citizenship and should be. Yeah, very fucking radical idea. There are concerns that non-citizen voter registration rolls, which will be open, could be used to target people who enter the U.S. illegally. That's the big concern now. That's the big concern, that even the illegal... This opens up immigrants, because when they register to vote, big bad Trump administration is going to find out where they are. So they're vulnerable. Sandra Lee Fewer told the publication. But in San Francisco, we stand strong together. Yes, you do. Knee deep in fucking all kinds of shit from all over the world. Congratulations. I say just citizens. Do it right. Take the tests. Be here long enough. Does that make me a fucking Nazi and stuff? Probably. Okay, dig it out. Let's get to the real news. Uh-huh. What, fellas? Don't be shy.
What's the real news?
Well, we have a female gym teacher lost her license for getting down and dirty with a 16-year-old. It's so funny because I immediately assumed that it was a 16-year-old boy. But then, I should have been using my head, female gym teacher. She went after a 16-year-old girl, And, I mean, how disgusting yet sexy is that? Am I right, fellas? Ryan, your thoughts?
You want the picture?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I told you guys to do. Yeah. It's all right. She looks like a male athlete, though, in the face. Who does she look like? Who am I missing? Somebody famous. Maybe a young Gretzky with a wig? Fellas, little help. Who does she look like?
I got nothing. I don't know.
No? Apparently, they arrested her at the Improv. There's a brick wall behind her. But she was getting down and dirty with a 16-year-old girl. I wish we had that picture. Hey, that sounds like heterosexual sex. Well, who knows in this day and age. But she's an Ohio school teacher, volleyball coach. Oh, my God, I said gym teacher. What an asshole I am. Pleaded guilty to sexual misconduct with a student. She's lost her teaching license. The 31-year-old Hillary DiPaolo had her teaching license revoked earlier this month after she pleaded guilty to a felony charge of gross sexual imposition. Police began investigating the former Hamilton High School teacher after parents reported possible inappropriate contact between DiPaolo and a 16-year-old girl. My definition of inappropriate contact is texting me while I'm driving. That's fucking funny. That's funny. Put that on the highlight reel. We'll send it to a real podcast company. What? What are you talking about? But, yeah, that's her. And unpaid leave. She faces up to 18 months in prison at her sentence. Oh, come on. For the little... Again, I'm being sexist here. If it was a male teacher and it was a 16-year-old girl, he'd be in deep doo-doo. And I don't think she's... I'm predicting, we'll follow the story closely, she'll get a slap on the wrist. Very thick wrist. Faces... Another good one. A very thick wrist. She's got fucking hands like Boog Powell. Like Alan Hale that played the skipper. She'll have to... This is... Okay, look. I'm no shrinking violet in the lefty, but she's going to have to register as a sex offender. I mean, come on. That's a little much. Have you ever seen a 16-year-old girl doing a balance beam or climbing the rope? I haven't either. I'm just saying. I know a few guys who have. I'm looking right at them. But don't you think that's a little strong? She's going to have to register as a sex offender? 888-599-6425. I just, again, this might be being sexist, but I've heard women make this argument that when it's an older guy like on a younger girl, that can be damaging because emotionally, you know, they can get really fucked up. But here's what I tell you I don't think is, not that this is rape, but they talk about, you know, when a young female teacher bangs a young boy student. Well, I actually have a bit on it. It was on an album I did a few years ago. Here it is. Here's my take on when little Johnny gets banged by a 25-year-old school teacher.
Not everything is rape either. We're always trying to... Here's something that's not rape I'm sick of hearing about. When a hot female school teacher, like in her 20s, fucks a 14-year-old boy student. It's not fucking rape. That is a fantasy for all us fellas. Okay? That's a rite of passage. You can bang his brains out. He'll be just fine. Trust me. Fuck him. Fuck him hard. Fuck him long. People go, that's not true. That kid's life will never be the same. Yeah, you got that right. You won't be able to go to the mall without signing 300 autographs on Friday. He's going to get a big head when they're building a statue of him in front of the gym on Wednesday.
Again, maybe a bit of a double standard, but she's going to have to register as a sex offender. I don't know. That's a little, you know. People are going to know where she is. They have apps now. How do you know that, Nick? Well, I heard about them. Jimmy Norton told me. They have apps. You know, you register as a sex offender and shit. And people in the neighborhood, they have apps that tell you where the sex offenders are and shit. Which is good for the most part. There's some sick fucks out there. But let's take it on a case-by-case basis. I know that doesn't sound very... Sounds actually very logical. I think we can take her down now. What are we trying to get her voted mayor of San Francisco? That's what she'll probably end up. But did that stuff go on like when, I don't know, when my dad went to school? None of my teachers, none of them. Thank Christ they weren't attracted to me. All in their late 70s and fucking 11 inches of paint on their face. And just, they smelled like perfume and douche. And I was in love with Miss Swiniarski, my third grade teacher. And she never made a move on me. I used to wear short, tight pants to try to get her going. Nothing. I had a fuck me t-shirt. Nothing. Wouldn't even look at me twice. But then she got married and it broke my heart. I felt like Leave It to Beaver. Really crushed me. Miss Swiniarski became Mrs. Johnson, I think. Even the name, huh? Boring. But I was heartbroken for, God, a few months there that she went and married a fella. Ever watch Leave It to Beaver, folks? Oh, you want to have a great laugh? You want to see White Family in the 50s when everything was nice? It is. The plots are great. It's really funny. There's a guy, Eddie Haskell, just fucking most hated guy on TV. Became an LA cop, by the way.
But what kind of name is Leave It to Beaver?
I know. That's the name of the show. That's what's funny, because it's a depiction of, white family, picket fence in the 50s. Everything's perfect, but Leave It to Beaver. And they referred to him the whole show as the Beaver. And people have done stand-up bits on it, Gee, Ward, you're a little rough on the Beaver last night. People have done, but it's, I laugh. They call him the Beaver. And you guys, I'm telling you, you got to watch. The plots are fucking hilarious, man. Eddie Haskell is worth every dime. Is he really saying he's watching Leave It? Yeah, I after The Sopranos and after Breaking Bad, I can't find anything. I'm not into Game of Thrones and shit. I'm a weird guy like that. As a kid, I liked girls and fucking sports. I can't get into fucking dragons and fucking guys with swords and... Right, fellas? I know you... Game of Thrones, you must eat that shit up.
Oh, I love Game of Thrones.
I'm not saying it's bad, because I've heard people who I like, who I respect...
There are girls in that show, too.
That's what I'm saying. There's sex and violence and shit, but I can't deal with the fucking English accents and the...
Turn off. Wherefore art thou, I will slay thee.
Yes, that type of shit.
Oh, I love that
If I want to hear that, I'll go to the Medieval Manor for dinner. Is that what it's called?
Medieval Times.
Yeah.
They serve you mutton.
But there's a lot of broads and a lot of sex in Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Girl on girl action back then? They're on the Knights of the Round Table?
There was one episode about that.
Of course, because it was on fucking what? HBO or whatever?
HBO,
originally.
I think, yeah. HBO original.
You have to do it. It's in the contracts in HBO. You have to have some gay sex. They worked it into The Sopranos. Out of these 650,000 Italian mobsters in this country, there were 2 gay ones, and we had to do a half a season on Vito. Which was funny, but again, the dragons and shit, and I just, as a kid, I was out playing baseball. Sorry, fellas, it wasn't Dungeons and Dragons on a Friday night. I was out doing what you're supposed to do.
Oh, yeah, I do that every
Selling
Sunday.
weed to young kids. You do what every Sunday?
I do the Dungeons and Dragons every Sunday.
Put yourself on when you guys talk. I'm trying to get you famous in the tri-state area.
There you go. Look better?
There you go. Nice shirt, too, by the way. See that, folks? The Michael level, you get one of those for free if you want. Or a hat, and you get 20% off merchandise. And Jason to the left is wearing the Nick DiPaolo glasses, by the way. We have everything at nickdip.com. We have Nick DiPaolo snowshoes, plastic hips, glasses.
The midlife crisis special.
You really do look like you're working on my books on April 15th. I love these guys. They came in here, I'm telling you, man, and there's a lot to fucking learn. You're trying to take calls on the internet now. I see why people don't do it. But we're going to do it right now anyways, because that's how we roll here at the shithole. I mean, at the Nick DiPaolo show. My buddy Jimmy in Manhattan. See if Jimmy's on topic today. Jimmy, how are you?
I'm doing okay. Hold on a second.
Oh,
I'm doing okay. How you doing, Nick? I miss you, and I can't Sirius XM. Canceled it.
Okay. Now, again, I heard I miss you, I cancel, and then you cut. Please keep the phone still, or I don't know. Are you jogging?
Okay. Can you hear me? No, I'm walking a dog.
No.
No, I canceled my Sirius XM.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, sir.
No, I did that. Yeah.
You gotta go.
I'm
Sorry,
just doing a
Jimmy.
little dog-
Sorry, Jimmy. Jesus fucking Christ. It's not us, folks. Don't get mad at us for this. That was 3 shitty phone call. You know why? Because cell phones don't really fucking work unless you sit next to your girlfriend at a restaurant texting her. Was any of that our fault?
None whatsoever.
I'm gonna start taking people's advice. I mean, maybe again, but we have the levels where they should be. Blah blah blah.
His dog ate his receiver?
What's that?
He said he was walking his dog. His dog ate his receiver?
Oh, God. Is that your idea of a joke there, fucking skinny? Holy Jesus. You get cancer of the funny bone, Ryan, today. I'm going to have to work with you guys after the show. He just said he was walking did his dog eat his receiver?
That's why you're at the desk and I'm back here, Nick.
Exactly. So why? You know what, though? Even when you pipe in with horse shit like that, it's so bad it's funny.
I mean, he could have made a golden receiver pun.
Oh, my God. Now you guys are digging a deeper hole for yourselves. Fuck, say hello to China for me. This is a cancer booth with people who have cancer of the funny bone right here. Fucking, again, GoPro. That camera's useless unless you're fucking surfing amongst white sharks and shit.
But it's mildly ironic because he wanted to talk about his conspiracy theory that phone companies were shutting down conservative talk radio.
Who, Jimmy did
Yeah.
from Manhattan did?
Yeah, that's where he was going.
Is
with
that right?
Yeah, and
that's like
they must have got him.
Yeah, that's like Trump saying he had full faith in the intelligence agencies and the fucking lights went out. Oh my God, that's going to be replayed for 1,000 years. I'm hoping. That was why should he? And people are mad because he took Russia's side as opposed to the intelligence agencies that they've been trying to fuck him in the ass for the last year and a half. That Brennan guy, he voted for a communist in 1976 named Gus Hall, president of the Communist Party in the United States. Brennan voted for him. This is a guy that's calling Trump treasonous. Big red-faced fucking Irish. I look at him and I just smell. Ever go into an airplane bathroom when a guy comes out, a businessman, it's just like you have shit on your upper lip? Every time I see his face, that's what I smell. Just a crooked dink. Take a sip of my tab. These guys have no idea what I'm talking about.
Dropping acid out here, Nick?
Dropping acid? No, tab was a drink, a diet drink that your mother's, not even your mother's. How old's your mother, Ryan?
Probably 51. She'll never tell me her age. She will never tell me when she was born. She's 22 for the rest of her life, apparently. No, 27.
Very easy. Cut her in half while she's sleeping and count the fucking rings. I'm not going to take a call unless there's a name up there. And he's calling from a landline 6 feet from my house. I mean, utterly ridiculous. Anyways, I'm going to start listening to the folks. So don't put the girl in a sex offender thing. And I hope she taped or recorded some video. Again, 16 in Ohio. I don't know. I'm making jokes here. If that's illegal, I didn't say that. I'm not for that shit. I thought it might have been legal in Ohio. When I did the road before I was married, before I had a steady girlfriend, I used to carry a book with all the states, tremendously. I'd have a lady with gray hair going, "You're not 11, are you?" What's next on the Slammin' Show? I can't believe I got to go do comedy now. It's about 8 minutes from here, so I'll take my time. I hate these glasses. I'd rather be. Oh, great. Yeah, Chris from Canada. Let's see how this goes. If this one doesn't fucking work, seriously, folks, I'm going to bring puppets into the show for the rest of the week to replace the phone call. Chris, welcome to the show. Welcome to the United States.
Hey, Nick, how you doing? This is Chris from Canada.
Yeah, I know
I'm
that.
calling from a landline, so I hope it's fairly clear.
It's beautiful, Chris.
Excellent. Hey, Nick, do you remember, I used to listen to you on XM all the time, and you had this really well-informed gentleman by, I think his name was Larry from South Carolina. I think he was a trucker.
Yes.
Has he made contact with you in any way, maybe through email or anything?
He touched me in a men's room at Applebee's a couple weeks ago, right in New York City. No, I haven't heard from Larry yet, but you know what, Chris? I'm going to put you on that. We have to get Larry, and just like Chris said, he was the guy. Like he's almost like a constitutional scholar, very very well read, very eloquent. But he drives the truck, which makes him. I mean, but he would call into a lot of shows, I was told, and a real right winger. But he knew his shit, and he would go on a tear for about 3 minutes, and I'd try to butt in, and he'd go, "Oh, excuse me, Mr. DiPaolo." But I don't know, Chris. How do we track him down?
I don't know, but if he's around, tell him find a landline. Call in. We'd love to hear him again. He was terrific, like you said. He was extremely well informed.
He really was. He was well read. I think that's all he did in his truck. I mean. Those guys, they pull over, and, well, a lot of them chase, one-legged whores in the parking lot of Arby's, and those, what do they call them, lounge lizards, fucking, I forget what they used to call them, but I think he read books, and we had that other guy that was, remember, he used to have 22 beers in him, that other trucker, which is comforting to know he's on the road.
Cool. Yes, I do remember that gentleman. He barely could put sentences together, I think.
All right, Chris. Anything else you want to talk about politically?
Well, I just want to let you know, up here in Canada, we love your Trump. I think he's fantastic. I really love the direction the United States is going. I can't thank you guys enough because we got one loser up here as our prime minister.
I know. The people that like this show sure don't like Trudeau. The people that call into this show, but he seems like another elitist. Pompous. You got one half of the country, at least in the United States, pointing and calling people bigots and racists. I'm supposed to believe that they've never uttered a racist word or had an utter. Where do you get your fucking balls to judge me when you don't even know me? That's what this whole fight is about. If it comes to a civil war, who the fuck are you to tell me what I can and can't say? Like you haven't said stuff as bad as I've said or thought. It's unbelievable. There's sanctimony on that side, but. Justin Trudeau, yeah, he seems like a pompous ass, Chris, but good luck with him. And thanks for calling the show. I'll try to track down Larry. Larry was one of the star callers on the fucking Sirius show. Really knew his shit. I didn't get to this yesterday. This really fried my fucking apples. This lady she's got to do jail time because she was taking conchs, seashells, conchs. She took some home from the ocean in Key West. And she's actually going to have to do fucking jail time.
No, they're ignorant. That's ignorant.
Diana Fiscal Gonzalez. Always stealing shit, huh? It's a joke, everybody. 30 of Dallas pleaded no contest. This is a story about overreach of government. July 13th at a Monroe County courthouse to taking the conchs. She apologized to Judge Mark Wilson, saying that she didn't know it was illegal to take the state-protected mollusk. I didn't fucking know that. Did you know that?
I don't know nothing about that.
She took him out of the sea. Wilson, the judge, cut her a break by withholding adjudication, which means she won't have a criminal conviction. Oh, that's big of you on her record. Fiscal Gonzalez will also serve 6 months of probation and pay a $500 fine plus $268 for court costs. Let me get this straight. This broad sucker punched me after a comedy show. Physical assault, 3rd degree, whatever the fuck. She doesn't do a day in jail. This broad is picking up seashell. Well, you guys, you guys love that, don't you? You're like, look what this girl did to Nick. That's what that story's turned into, that I was boxing her for 10 rounds and she outpointed me. That's what I mean, she hasn't done a minute in jail. This broad's picking up seashells probably for her grandchildren or whatever, daughters and stuff, and she has to do jail time. Look at the tough cop, huh? Walking the beat. You got to Key West, you really... After photographing the conchs, Martino returned them to the water. Most were still alive. She'll be sentenced to 11 years of hard labor in a North Korean... No. Do you believe this shit? Has to pay a fine. Has to report to court on August 10th to begin her jail sentence. There's guys out on the street that have 19 gun wraps and we fucking lost our mind. Again, government overreach. She's just, Did you guys know that you couldn't do that?
No idea.
What
frickin' seashells?
Well, I know. You know what makes me laugh? When you go to Key West or places like that, every dish has fried conch, or whatever. So it's not like they're an endangered species. You can get conch fritters, fucking conch pancakes, conch ice cream. And but that seems fair, right? Anyways, it's like I live in here in Westchester County, New York. I can't plant the fucking tree until I fill out 19 forms, like on my own property and shit. And but that's what people want. People who vote that way, they think that's good because we're too stupid. But this woman assaulted me, and she hasn't done a second. This broad, it's gonna be embarrassing when she's in that jail. Next to somebody in there for some type of fucking physical assault. What were you doing? Listening to a conch shell. What did it tell you? It said, "Put me down. I'm fucking illegal."
It's a shame. If the woman had stolen a shell and then punched you, I think she would have been in trouble. But
oof, I gotta find that crickets thing. Where's the crickets?
Please do.
Oh, that dirty cocksucker! I think we have comedy gold here. These guys, they've tried it, say, since they got here, probably 7 jokes on air, swings and misses on at least 5 of them, and the other 2 you fouled off to the catcher. But you know what? Keep it coming.
Take what you can get.
Should we try one more call before we decide to, fucking drop that part of the show? Oh, it's you know what? Here's another regular. This girl is, it's our friend Bunny Galore. She's been a loyal listener. My first podcast, the radio show. And I think she's from Massachusetts originally. Now she lives like in Kentucky or something. And we like her a lot. Bunny, please tell me you're on a landline and you're in my front yard.
Well, I'm not in your front yard, but there's always time. I just wanted to say hi, and I can hear the twinks. Is that normal?
You can hear the
I can hear them.
When they
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I could hear the twinks. When you were introducing me, I could hear them talking the whole time. I just wanted to let you know. But welcome. I'm loving every minute of this. I thought Owen was great yesterday with you, and Dennis Miller and Colin. But the reason I'm calling is just like what you said. The woman who smacked you, and this woman gets a conch shell out of the water. And we used to do that as kids. I was trying to explain to the twinks, like, when we were little, part of the experience of going to the beach was taking a shell home. And this woman is being jailed, but people can poop in the street in San Francisco and not get arrested. I can't. You can get ticketed for your dog pooping in the street.
Yes, but
and shamed
for
it.
But Bunny, the first rule of being liberal is you don't judge people's behavior, especially people who are down on their luck. People who've been shooting heroin for 30 years and just happen to find themselves down on their luck. You can't judge their behavior by. Did you hear what the new mayor said? She says, "I didn't even think of penalizing them." Of course not.
Yeah.
It's not in your lexicon, you dope. That's why you knee deep in shit.
No, not to get too serious, but if you subsidize something, you get more of it. You tax something, you get less of it. At least, do something with these people. I mean, I've seen.
Can you repeat that again,
pictures.
Bunny? Can you repeat that again? That what you just said? That saying.
Oh, you couldn't hear me?
No, I could hear you, but I wanted you to repeat it again for the people.
Okay, I'm sorry. For the people. Okay. If you subsidize something, you get more of it. Meaning, and if you tax something, you get less of it.
And you know who said that first?
Goes from paying.
You know who said that? Khloe Kardashian.
You.
No, Khloe Kardashian in her high school yearbook quote.
Well.
tiptoe through the window, by the window, that is where I'll be. Come tiptoe through the tulips with me. Oh, tiptoe from the garden, by the garden, oh,
Thank you.
All right, Bunny, that's it. You're the last caller of the day.
I love you guys.
I appreciate
love
it, honey.
you.
Thank you. She's a great fan, and she's very
All
loyal
right.
to the.
Bye.
Talk to you soon. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna save this one for Monday. But guess what? Journalists are I'll do it now. Fuck it. Journalists are bailing from Twitter. And I say, good riddance. Because it's too mean out there for them. By the way, this is written by Ellie Breland. I forget what publication, but I got half through the article. Halfway through, I could tell how she voted. High-profile journalists are saying they might leave Twitter after tweets attacking them and family members. You know what? I don't give a shit. If you're part of the mainstream media, you fucking have it coming. Yeah, Twitter is a cesspool. And if you can't take the heat, people calling you on your horse shit that you spread around the clock, 24/7 on cable news channels, whatever. Yeah, you should get off it. CNN reporter, who would have guessed, and commentator Chris Cizilla tweeted on Sunday that he was about done with Twitter. Oh no, the fucking world's gonna come to crashing after tweets mocking his child's peanut allergy. We are talking about a 9-year-old. Feel free to hate me, but don't mock my son's peanut allergy. Classless and indefensible. If one of you guys doesn't have a peanut allergy, I'll shit my pants right here. You both look like you were born with peanut allergy.
You got a peanut allergy, Jay?
No, I don't.
Okay, lactose. Anyways.
Negative. This is on The Hill, by the way. It's a publication.
Oh, from The Hill. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. MSNBC anchor Chuck Todd also offered support to Cizilla's, I don't know how to say his name, and criticized the abuse. Every time I think Twitter can't get worse, it does. You people are awful. Leave the man's family alone. Disgusting. Yeah, I remember you coming to, and I might be wrong, Chuck, I remember you coming to Barron Trump's fucking aid when he was getting shit all over on that. You might have. I might be wrong, but I doubt it. And you know what? All the shit, the disgusting stuff they say on Twitter isn't half as disgusting as the shit that you put on Meet the Press every Sunday morning. New York Times reporter Maggie Haberman tweeted on Monday that with the exception of sharing breaking news and her own stories, she would be stepping back from Twitter. No reason or prompt other than it's not really helping the discourse. And neither are you working at the New York Times, you dumb fucking... New York Times Magazine writer and Vice News Tonight correspondent Jay Caspian Kang, who was an active Twitter user, deactivated his account last month without explanation. In March, an Intercept journalist with a larger following, Li Fang, also decided to leave, writing that Twitter is unhealthy for many reasons. I love it. And you know who they're blaming it on? Brett. Who do you think? I just blamed myself. Other journalists on Twitter have frequently raised concerns about the harassment directed at women and minorities on... Really? You want me to believe that women and minorities are getting hassled any more than I do, a right-wing white guy on fucking Twitter? Kiss my grits. How's that for strong language? Are you sucking my ass? Everything. It always comes down women and fucking minorities. Another way of saying it's white... You gotta be dog-styling me. You fucking gotta be kidding me. Journalists criticize President Trump for their coverage regularly find their Twitter mentions overrun by his supporters. So how's it feel? How's it feel to be overrun by the other side? Often using insulting language and sometimes crossing into personal attacks. You know what I say to that? This.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Also, Rosenblatt, director of digital research at the left-leaning opinion firm Lake Research Partners, blamed Trump's attacks for encouraging harassment of journalists on Twitter. Good. 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 It's been coming. It's been 40 years in the making that you guys haven't been called on your horse shit. I don't think he criticizes you guys enough. Now they're blaming the toxicity of Twitter on fucking Trump. I think it was pretty Twitter was pretty mean before he became president.
Twitter was always garbage. YouTube comments are the worst.
Oh yeah, all that shit. I don't read it. I don't fucking read it. I'd be buying guns left and right if I took that shit to heart. But they're trying to blame Trump for this because he calls the media out on their horse shit. They don't want any resistance. They don't want any pushback on social media. They go after Fox News. They want no pushback. They want you to lay down and take it in the fucking ass. Yeah, that's what made Twitter such a fucking mean place. Trump calling out CNN for their horse shit. Go ahead, Skitty.
If you're a journalist, people are supposed to hate you. They're supposed to be kind of afraid of you, but mostly hate seeing you.
That may be that's true now, but journalism had a role in this country. It's supposed to keep an eye on the fucking government.
Yeah, and it still should. It's just not doing it.
It stopped years ago, and when people call people out on Twitter for it, they don't like it. And it's just, but he's getting blamed for that too. It's just fucking. I find it utterly ridiculous.
Problem. You're the fucking problem. You fucking Dr. White, onkin jamrag, ucking spunk bubble. I'm telling you, H. You keep looking at me, I'm going to put you in the fucking ground. I promise you. Not this time.
Well, this time, Mr. Trump said. Anyways. Yeah, so he's to blame for that, too, and whatever. Meanwhile, people like me and Owen Benjamin and Milo get kicked off, suspended, probably 10-to-1 rate on Twitter or Facebook and all that. Whatever, folks. That's it for today. I have to go work on some new material at a Fuddruckers in Ardsley. Anyways, they know what I'm talking about. I think that's it. I think we've covered it all, kids, and I think we confirmed that there's still a delay when people talk on the phone, but it's part cell phone and it's part software. So again, I'm going to look at some puppets tonight. I'm going to the mall, and I was going to say Toys R Us. They're all closed. Anyways, you guys have been great. Bunny galore. All the callers. Hey, whatever. The reception wasn't that great, but we did what we could do. What else? I did my tour dates. Go to nickdip.com, and this is a premium show tonight, so you Patreon subscribers. Go to patreon.com, folks, or nickdip.com if you want to subscribe to the show. When you're a subscriber, depending on what level, the $7 level, you're going to get 3 shows, 2 free ones and a premium one. And then the Sunny, the $15 level, you're going to get all 4 shows. And then, a few benefits with merchandise. And then the Michael level, you get all 4 shows for the week. And you get a free hat or T-shirt. You get a shout on the show and 20% off merchandise. So sign up. Again, you go to nickdip.com. That's so easy. We made it very easy. Why? Because I have to keep myself in nice ties like this. Anyways, that it. Hey, Twinks, nice job this week. All right? Don't get caught in a bathhouse in Brooklyn like last weekend.
Gracias.
Can't make any guarantees.
All right, anyways, I'll talk to you kids later, okay?